Hi guys!
Hi.
It's the TaraXBella Self-Care Sunday, episode 1.
Woo.
Woohoo! New levels, honeys. It's giving talk show. It's giving podcast.
This is like my dream.
I know, right? It's like
I've been waiting
I'm
for
here
this
for it.
day.
Same. You see, how you feeling?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yes. So we
Loving,
have
love being in between two.
it's a
Feelings,
sandwich, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
That's what we call it. Yeah,
That's what we call it.
actually.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, Isi is our manager and our friend, and it was just gave for you to be the first guest
Yeah.
on the TMB talk show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
No.
I love being here.
what the fact that I called it a talk show?
No, specifically TMB talk show.
Oh no,
Yeah,
why?
cause we've been there.
Don't remind the people, child.
Okay.
No, yeah, it was
Yeah.
weird.
Can
It
you
was
spill some
Bruh,
tea here,
just-
guys?
Go on YouTube.
yeah. It was this really cute thing we used to do in our rooms, and we're just like.
Yeah, we were
Okay,
really
welcome.
precious
Yeah.
that year.
Okay, no, but this is giving, Tara.
This
and
is
Bella
Self-Care Sunday
Self-Care Sunday
with Tara and Bella.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, we like some weeks ago we were doing it on Instagram, and the idea was just like Instagram live. We used to go on live on Sundays, so it was just an IG live thing. But now we're making a show out of it.
Well,
Our YouTube-
honestly, this was always my dream for it.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, because like when we first thought about Self Care Sunday with Tara and Bella, I wanted it to be a show or a podcast. But you know how people get in their head and they're like, oh, we don't have all the camera, we don't have the equipment, we don't have the. So in the end, we just brought it back down to IG Live because that was manageable.
fair enough.
But this is the year of
Let's-
grabbing the
let's
bulls
get
by
it.
the
Yeah,
horn,
we-
Grab
not
it.
saying snatch it, fight
Grab
for
it.
it.
Fight for it.
Yeah, this is the year of not saying no or downplaying our dreams.
And try
So,
new things.
Yeah,
Yes,
cheers
honey.
to officially being talk show hosts.
Okay, babe.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
if the talk show is from your living room, it's still a talk show.
All joy,
guys, so
all joy.
just move. All right, let's get right into the first
First
topic. What are we going to talk about on this first episode?
Today's topic is a great one. It's one I love. It's a table most of us are on, and we're here to shake it.
Ooh, Jada style. Are we like red table talking?
No,
No.
this is the
Okay.
brown
It's a
table.
brown
All
table,
right.
please.
Not the brown table.
Yes, so it's about forgiveness, letting
Mm.
go.
Let's it go.
Yes, because I feel like many people just go through life with backpacks of resentment and hurt
Child.
and pain and ooh, this person did this or this person said that to me,
Yeah.
and I just it was laid in my heart that we really need to talk about it, like why it is important for us to travel light by letting go of resentment, of pain, of offenses.
I like
'Cause
this- I like
I like me too. That's it. I like the
backpacker.
travel
Travel
load,
light. Travel
the
light.
baggage. Yeah, because literally it is baggage.
I'm that
right?
girl. I'm that girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, and based on still metaphoring it and things, I feel like resentment and all these things is just like extra luggage. Do you get like so the way like you're going on a trip, which is life in this case. Child,
I know,
now you're
right?
just already
I know,
killing
right?
it. So,
Okay.
yeah. As I was saying, like based on this metaphor, life
Mhm.
being a journey, right? So
Yes.
I feel like resentment, unforgiveness is basically us packing excess luggage.
Yes.
It's something we can definitely avoid if we pack right, pack light.
Pack right, pack light.
Light is the right way.
Oh my God! Did you have
Had
to?
to just do that.
You know, funny enough, when you first said pack right, I thought it was your Igbo girl thing that kicked in. And it was,
The
it was
L
actually
factor.
Girl, bye. No, I'm not. I'm no. Just
okay, sorry. But yeah, pack right, pack light.
yes.
And like, what was the one you now added? Light is the right
Yeah,
way.
light,
It
light,
really
light
is.
way is the right way.
It really
Okay, so
is.
let's talk about it, starting with you, Isi.
Okay, wow.
What's your
Response.
experience with traveling with that extra luggage of unforgiveness?
So I'm going to start by dropping something quite heavy, which is I would say I'm a recovering narcissist, right?
Talk about it.
Yeah. So by that I mean, like, I just have this. I always had this feeling that was very important, and like I had a lot of high standards for myself, and then as compared to other people. So that made it a bit hard to forgive because I feel like okay, like at first you should see me a certain type of way.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And my standards were so high, so it's like okay, when you are approaching me or when we are interacting.
Wait, and your standards for yourself
For myself
And
and
but
other people. Did you
No,
put
it's really-
those standards on other people
it's
as well?
really the thing is really about yourself
Yeah. Okay.
because you think that oh like you are the
Best thing since sliced bread, basically.
exactly. So it's not like okay, so I'm doing you a favor interacting with you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not there anymore. So I'm a bit
Recovering.
I don't want to sound like that. But so with that, it makes it a bit harder to forgive because when you feel like you are giving someone an opportunity to even have access, do you understand? When they have access and then they act a certain type of way, it's like
Yeah.
It's like, how dare
how
you?
dare you? kind of
Because I
thing.
gave you the
The
audience.
opportunity.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
You know, so my first battle was really like sort of rewiring myself. Do you understand? Reminding myself that we're all equal in God's eyes.
yes. Like they do
Yeah,
in spoken word communities.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I
Yes.
feel like once you are able to mull over that ideology that you have, that you are the best thing that happened since sliced bread, you would be more forgiving. You understand that we are all equal.
Amen.
Everyone makes mistakes, and it's easier to let go
Yes.
when you are when your thought process goes that way as opposed
Absolutely.
to yeah.
Absolutely.
I felt that. But speaking of everyone makes mistakes, don't you guys think it's a mistake that people say hottest thing since sliced bread? I think unsliced bread is way more like sexier than sliced bread.
Queen of random.
Why
Sorry
do you
to
say so?
just
No,
sorry
no,
to
no,
just
why you say
deviate.
so?
No, because
sliced bread
unsliced
is-
bread is like it's like resting on a cloud. It's like boobs. It's like it's fun. It's everything delightful. Sliced bread, on the other hand, is conformity, and if you don't slice all
Damn,
of them
took it there. Not
equally,
conformity.
You know what I'm saying,
Right?
like-
That's escalated quick.
No,
But no.
Anyway.
Let's reel it in,
Let's
guys.
reel it back in,
please.
yeah.
Let's reel
Well,
it.
we're about to go in a bit. But yeah.
Let's reel.
We'll have this conversation later.
Can we again on the journey unpack some of the things Isi said?
Okay.
One of the things I find really like dope is giving the self accountability,
100%.
and it's also giving, like he said, truly looking at it from the other person's in a way, like you get,
Yeah.
because when we have more compassion and when we take ourselves out of the center of
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
There's this thing our auntie told Tara and I one time about going up in the helicopter in quotes. So usually when there's an issue on ground, literally, just
people tend to look at it just
you
from
just
their
look
own
at it from
point
your
of view.
own point. And that thing also even made me think of like that thing of six and 9. From here it's 6, but from that other side it's a 9.
Yeah.
You
It
get
depends on what part.
exactly,
what side
and
of
that's the
the
way it
table
is
you
with
are.
people. That's the way it is with issues, with like conflicts that you have with people.
Yeah.
You will always see it from your own
One
perspective.
exactly.
The person will see it from theirs. But if you go up in the helicopter, you're able to have like an aerial and a more
A plan view.
exactly. You're not just looking at it from your perspective. You're able to see the different angles people
100%.
on ground can be seeing it from. You get so. See.
100%.
Well, for me, when it comes to forgiveness,
Yes.
I feel like the main thing that we should always bear in mind is that we need to put aside this whole perspective thing. Because if you keep worrying about who's right, who's wrong, that is already a barrier to the
100%.
process of forgiveness
Yeah.
happening. Do you get?
Absolutely.
Because,
100%.
for example, let me put some of my own tea out there. But
Go ahead.
Do you think-
I've had these situations with people in my life where I was so sure that the person was the one in the wrong and I didn't do nothing. And I'm like, you were wrong, you owe me an apology. And because of that point of view, it was like I put myself in that prison of holding on
To the
to
hurt.
my right
Yes.
to like carry a grudge against that person, because from my point of view, from my perspective,
POV.
I'm the one who is owed an apology, and until I get said
Yes.
apology, I have the
Nothing-
right to
nothing
be
can
mad
happen.
at you.
Yeah.
You get?
Absolutely.
So for me, when it comes to forgiveness, point of view, perspective, you should just literally toss it out the window.
Yeah.
Just have a heart that is ready to let things go.
Yeah.
Whether you are the one who was wrong or you are the one who was wronged, let it go
Absolutely.
and apologize and clear the slate. Do you get?
Exactly.
Because if you're still like stressed about perspective, then you might end up convincing yourself that I'm right and I don't need to reach out to this person ever until they call me.
No, yeah,
And
you're
if that
right.
person too, based on perspective,
Exactly.
is thinking that same way from their own
It
point
might
of
never be
view,
resolved.
and two of you will
Yeah,
never
we
have
don't
that
solve it.
meeting point where you let it go and move forward, because everyone is waiting for the other person to be
To
the
understand
one
their
to step up.
perspective as well.
Exactly.
So, yeah, you're right.
And just to add to that,
Yeah.
I feel like part of growing up is also understanding and appreciating that we all have a certain level of toxicity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like you have to acknowledge. Do you
Yeah.
understand your own side? No one is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how much you want to look at the scenario and say, oh, what my own contribution to it was minimal, but there was a contribution.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So, and there's this thing I always say, like, whatever is within your boundaries, well, not I, but like something I learned, is 100% your control. Everything that's outside your boundaries is 0% control. So you're only supposed to focus on that 100%.
Absolutely.
So now that 100% is what you control.
Mm.
So now that's what you've added to that situation that made it the way it is. That's what you're focusing on. And then how could you have done that better?
Yeah.
So now forgiveness is also coming to that person. Despite what they've done, do you understand? Because you can't control it. So there's no
Exactly.
point even trying to assess it or say, oh, this is how this person should have done. Like it's their issue to handle.
Mhm.
So
Absolutely.
you are supposed to focus on you.
On you.
So you're supposed to say, okay, in this particular situation, I should have done things this way, acknowledging that, and then going to the person.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
That's so extremely
yeah.
profound.
Yeah.
sometimes even people like the whole act of them reaching out. Sometimes they soften people's hearts. Not everyone.
Yes.
Like if just the fact that you can even come, even when someone knows that, oh man, I've done such, what I've done is so bad,
Yeah.
right? The fact that the next man who has done not as bad as I have
Yeah.
has come to me to tell me that, oh, and has acknowledged. And there's another thing about like coming for forgiveness. I don't want to come to you for forgiveness and start talking about what you did.
Exactly.
Once you start that, you
There's
start
ways to
antagonizing.
apologize
Yeah.
to people.
So that already comes from a place of like.
Those are the I'm sorry I made you feel
Yeah, you
people.
get.
Yeah.
They'd be
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry I made you feel.
Yeah.
I'm sorry
No,
you
they don't even
felt.
say that. I'm sorry
you
you
felt
felt
that
that
way.
way.
And it's
Yes,
like,
Exactly.
yes.
so I just stayed on my own and started feeling that way. Cool beans. Like,
Yeah.
So the idea is that you are coming and saying that, okay, I acknowledge that I was wrong here.
Yeah.
Because, bro, trust me, you can never ever
Absolutely.
be 100% right, no matter.
Absolutely.
And this is where that narcissistic thing comes as well.
mm.
When you think that you're always like you're
But
not,
yeah, you can never be
you
wrong.
can't be wrong. It's not true. That means you've not really sat back to
Joni
reflect.
Mitchell never lies.
Yeah.
That's well.
So yeah,
But yeah, like
Yeah,
another
for sure.
thing that I was just thinking about as you were saying this is that kind of like, because when you talked about the things that are in your boundary to control and the things that aren't, in the same way, right? For instance, if you're living in a house with a very messy person, you can either allow the person to remain in their mess and in their funk, which will still affect the rest of the house.
right.
There's no way you can isolate it. You can also like stress your life out about it every day, ignore the mess, and it still affects you. Or you can just literally keep your space and even find yourself cleaning up that person's space too.
So
It's tricky.
What,
like
yeah, what I would say in regards to that is, I wouldn't go as far as cleaning the other person's
I would
mess.
move on.
This is extreme.
no,
What
but
what
dare I
would
say though, because the way I see it, right, forgiveness is a gift, and it's a gift you give yourself and the person too.
Right.
And it's also just about, in a way, because it's a gift, it's something you should give generously. So like open house, because there was something you mentioned.
Okay.
I've forgotten. I can't remember exactly, but basically forgiveness is being open-hearted.
Oh,
It's open house. It's you just being like, okay, I'm not putting up this defense mechanism. I'm not like using my ego as something to like prevent you. Did you get? So that's what I mean in the sense that, for instance, if there is a mess somebody is creating around you, you can just, because of who you are, still decide to clean.
Yeah. Relating it to forgiveness.
Yeah.
Yes. But the analogy
Relating to
of
forgiveness,
like
not
an
a real
actual
house,
house,
no.
I'm
No,
out. I can't
But B,
clean up.
what I'm
after
going to
you.
say is this.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to give you two instances. Now, I don't 100% agree with the fact that I have to clean someone else's mess. I agree that there's something about human beings, right? If someone is living with you, the human beings we're like water, don't really take form. Like they look at you and see how you manage your own space. Do you understand? So if I come into your space, it's just like when you see Nigerians, when Nigerians go outside in England,
They become all law-abiding.
they queue up. You don't see them trying to push. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Like everyone is behaving how everyone is behaving around.
Yes.
So like the only way you
Except
can teach,
rebels just do them.
yeah, rebels they do, but like they get ostracized because it's like it's obvious that you're a renegade.
Yep.
Do you understand? So, but my point is like if someone is in your space and because they will watch you and see how if you are lax, if you are nonchalant about like how your cleanliness, then they will now say, okay, let me just be who I am. Whereas if they see that you wake up in the morning every day and you clean your space, even then nothing will tell them, like they will just automatically understand that this is
how it goes.
not how it's going to work in this space, and they would fix up. Do you understand? That's the gift. The gift is not extending to go and clean their stuff. The gift is how you pour this discipline in your own self.
Treat yourself how you want others.
Do you understand? Because
to
once
treat
you start going into someone else's spaces, now
Yeah.
you're going into that 0% that you don't control.
Yeah.
And how long are you going to be doing that?
Again, the power of perspective.
Do you get what I'm saying? So the gift is actually making sure that you, whatever you 100% control, you focus on it very well and you do it to the best of your ability.
Yeah.
And then
No,
you go
but
around.
another interesting thing is that, again, with forgiveness, right? Sometimes you have to accept an apology you haven't even gotten. See? And that is you, in a way, still controlling the fact that this is an apology that I've not received, may never even receive if the person never wakes up and realizes, I was toxic here and here. But the point is that forgiveness being a prison, you need to...
Unforgiveness.
Unforgiveness, thank you. Unforgiveness being a prison, you need to release yourself, even when that person has not apologized, even when...
I find myself playing devil's advocate a lot here. But like,
why would you want to advocate for the devil?
but this whole forgiveness thing we're talking about here, we are acknowledging where we contributed.
Yes.
So what you're talking about is accepting forgiveness from them. Like it's not about what they say to us.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Because it's not in our control.
Yeah.
And what happens is that a lot of us are fixated on what the other person has to say. Sometimes we even extend to say, okay, let's go through this journey just so that I want to hear what they have to say. It's
that's a wrong motive. For forgiveness.
Whereas if you sort of understand, you appreciate like how everything has gone.
Yeah.
Do you understand? You have a good appreciation of it, and you see where you've gone wrong. And you're like, okay, you know what? I should have done things a bit better. And then I'm coming to you to tell you, look, I'm not focusing on where you went wrong. I'm focusing on where I went wrong. Do you understand? And I'm telling you that I'm sorry for that.
Okay, let me throw this question to both of you. What if a situation where you are absolutely not wrong and the other person is wrong, but they didn't come to you to extend an olive branch? Then what?
But that's still
no, like you are completely not wrong.
That's the thing. There's no such thing.
No, like literally, like
it takes two to tango.
Okay, For example,
and this is a narcissistic
for example,
thing.
I come to stay with you.
Yeah.
You tell me this is what I like, this is what I don't like.
Okay.
I say, okay, cool. I go ahead to do everything you don't like.
Okay.
You give me 1, 2, 3 chances. You finally are like, okay, you're not acting the way
I'm done.
we agreed. Please move.
Mm.
And then I leave feeling like you did me wrong.
Mm.
But you didn't actually do me wrong. I'm the one who broke all your house rules.
Mm.
Do you get? So in that situation, how would it be? What would you? What's
Not
your
mercy,
problem?
Jesus. Stop.
Without delving too deep into
Yes,
what you're saying.
Honey,
Mhm.
I think that's late, but yeah.
No, but I want to hear from like in the
I
situation
feel-
where I literally was the one who stepped on your toes, tap danced on your boundaries all the way, and you were just there being patient, being kind, being loving until the day you were like, as a normal
Yeah,
human
yeah.
being, you were like, please, you don't do, come they go.
So now,
Well, sorry, but since you have literally,
No, I want to hear.
you have
Chill.
literally talked about a
Just
very,
chill. I want
very,
to hear
very
from you first.
real
that's why I've been.
Please.
Yes, no, no, no,
Give me a
You've
minute. I want to
shaken
hear.
the table.
I want to hear from
Okay.
you first.
So
Okay.
okay, from my own perspective now, you can ask yourself the question: how did you handle the whole
Time
Exactly.
leave the space? Or
So
how look, there's no like
I'm just going to agree with you.
we as human beings here, we are imperfect beings, and that's what makes
Exactly.
us perfect. So if you stand before me and say that there's nothing you've done wrong, then there's something wrong already.
to go.
Ooh.
So,
And see, in that scenario, Issy is very right
Yeah.
because
So-
I feel like in that situation, there is a toxic way you can handle it.
Mhm.
Because 2 wrongs don't make it right. So in that situation, there actually
100%.
is a toxic way.
You guys.
And whether you no wait, and whether you like it or not, the
100%.
annoying P word comes into play again, perspective.
Oh,
Because
gosh.
the way you handle it to you might be perfectly fine, but to the other person, the person might be like, yo, this person did me wrong.
You
And
know
that's
what?
just life.
You know what?
So sorry.
What of a situation where you were like, I love you so much, but I can't live with you because you are just making it so hard on me. Please make alternative arrangements as soon as possible. What about then? What if you put it that way, but the person still just wants to fixate on the fact
Well,
that you kicked them
then
out?
respectfully, I would say that's that person's jiggers.
Yeah.
Because, like you said,
But
now
there's also a point where like you can't even like we've even said, even when you go and apologize, when you take that step, the person might not accept it.
Yeah, because they just want to fixate on the fact that you
Yeah.
But
kicked
everyone
them
has
out.
their own perspective.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what do you do then?
Yeah.
Like you can't focus on what you do. This is why the focus is always on what you control.
Mm.
Like if you were so, I like using the word observing the ego. Observing the ego is your ability to observe yourself in real
Yeah.
times and understand how you can grow. Do you understand? So you now saying that okay, you go to the person and say, oh look, I'm not really happy how I feel. Like saying it, packaging it in such a way as assertive as
Mhm.
opposed to aggressive.
Mm.
And you know
Ooh,
you've
yes,
taken
exactly.
all the necessary step
Mhm.
to
You did
not
your best.
to do your best. At that point, you can let it go because you know that. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because the person like you can't make everybody happy. It's
No.
not
Yeah,
possible.
We're
you
not-
really can't.
Even jollof rice doesn't make everyone
Do
happy.
you
You can't
understand?
make everyone
It's Ghana
happy.
jollof rice and there's Nigerian jollof rice.
And there's weirdos that don't like jollof rice.
Exactly.
So it's like you can't help everyone.
And see,
in
that's
life.
the amazing, cute little thing. We Nigerians, we still, if you put a gun to our head, we'll still tell you that Nigerian jollof is the best. But apparently, culinary experts say that the best jollof is Senegalese jollof.
Yeah.
But you can't tell us. But you see, look at us. So there are just some people that no matter what, like we all just have different perspectives. And we
Okay,
just have to
on
live
this
with it.
on this topic before you move on.
Yeah.
On this topic on perspective, there was a story I had in mind. I just thought I should just share.
Yes, please share.
So, just to give us a better view on
Yes.
perspective. So basically, I think we're 5 blind people, and then we're asked to go and look at an object. Let me not reveal,
Mhm.
and feel it, and then decipher what the object was. So one came back and said, "Oh, it was a whip." So the other one came back and said it was a wall. The other one came back and said it was a snake. The other one came back and said it was a horn. And then the other one came back and said it was was a fan.
I know they were all feeling the exact same
They were all
object.
feeling the same exact object.
But not the same part of the object.
Not the same part of the
Yeah,
object.
there you
So,
go.
so the person who was actually seeing what they were feeling revealed to them that was an elephant. So one of them touched the tail,
Wait.
the other one touched the body,
Okay.
the wall. One touched the trunk, so no one said it was a snake. One touched the horns and said it was a horn.
Yeah.
And then one touched the ears and said it was a flap.
Oh.
Right? Or like a fan.
A huge elephant in the room.
Do you understand? But
Is-
then, yeah, exactly. So
Yeah,
when you
that's what I
put,
did there.
so no one,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. So no one is 100% right? Everyone comes with their own perspective of what the truth is, and you can't really tell someone that, oh no, what they're feeling is not the
Exactly,
truth.
exactly.
Because
I
it's
put it to
actually-
you that you're not 100% right.
Nice
Don't know
one,
my
nice one,
answer.
nice one.
Okay, yeah, but what do you guys
Yeah.
think of this statement? Yeah, it says when you refuse to forgive someone, you have chained yourself to them, and they actually control you and have power over
Absolutely, I agree. Cause me, the way I unchained myself today, personally, like I had a moment of unleashing myself because
you. Shut
I
up.
had a situation, and it took me a while, which is also okay. We need to validate that. You get like it's okay sometimes when you need to process your feelings, when maybe you need time to sort through your feelings. You get, but I had a moment where I was liberated because indeed, truly, it's freedom. It's like you've been in like a prison of some sort in a way, whether you even want to admit it or not.
Yeah.
You get, because and like they say, true forgiveness is when that person even comes up, you don't skip a beat.
Yeah.
There's nothing, you've let
Feel
it
okay.
go, honestly, because that thing we used to say that year, I forgive him, but me, I won't forget it. That's not forgiveness.
No, it's not.
Forgiveness is complete. Literally, the way God says it.
Forgiveness
right?
is literally
Forgiveness is
letting go.
Forgiveness is the highest form of love, because love in that perfect sense does not
Covers.
keep record of wrong. So
Exactly.
you don't forgive someone, but yet you're always like, now wow, that thing you did, you've let it go, you've cleaned the slate, and you don't have those ill feelings anymore when the person comes up, when you remember the situation, you just let it go. It doesn't.
Exactly.
And me, that's what happened to me today, because I was in the way, like, okay, sorry to use cancer that we all hate, but like the way, like, it's in stages. So like stage 1, and they say early detection is key. Same thing with forgiveness in a way, Trisha, but like basically when it's in the beginning stages, or when you're like, when it's unraveling, it's actually easier for you to even.
Sorry, I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to actually counter what you said earlier.
Yeah.
Because it's
Okay, wait,
it's-
but wait, let me finish.
It's our human nature.
Let me finish
Let
before
me
I
just
lose
make
my
this
train
point.
of thought. No,
It's
because
our human nature to always feel that I am entitled to take my time to process these feelings that I have.
True.
But based on what you just said,
You should
which
just let it go.
counters what you earlier said, early detection, let it go. The Bible even says, do not go, like,
Don't go to bed.
don't let the sun set
You're
down on
actually
your
right.
anger.
That is
Yeah.
actually a
So if
contradiction.
you tell somebody that I forgive you,
Yes.
then you should forgive, let
Yes.
go of the resentment, let go of all the weird angsty energy on that day.
Well,
If you
yeah.
end up taking 6 months to get over and work through your feelings, the truth is that you haven't really forgiven yet.
Well,
when
yeah,
you've
even-
really
well,
forgiven
T,
is when you've
T,
let it
even
all
though you
go.
cut me
Do
off
you get?
from saying my point,
Yeah.
you did say my point just
Yeah.
now, which is why I wanted to say that basically, if I had said that I had forgiven, but I hadn't, because those ill feelings
We're
would still
there.
come up.
Exactly.
You get, there were still the little hints and residues of resentment or feeling a type of way. But I can actually finally truly say that now I have totally
Because you've
forgiven,
truly
because
let go.
now I have truly let go.
Exactly.
I'm not pressed, I'm not bothered, I'm not still trying to insist on
being
my own
right.
rights or the ways that you get the person was all the way wrong. Most
Here,
importantly, like you even said this in the beginning, like I've just now acknowledged the places that I played a part. Do you get? Because while fine, if I'm still always, when I get to God, I'll be like, this person wronged me. But the point is that I'll be like, but me too. I, overreacted.
Okay,
I let
I don't
anger
certain
get the
things
best of
differently.
me. and I made an already bad situation worse by my own reaction. Do you get?
100%. So another thing I'd like to add here is the whole idea of gratitude and how it plays a part in this whole thing of letting
Go ahead and
go.
tie it in.
Yeah. So basically, like I feel like sometimes we project on certain scenarios or relationships. So we feel like, because human beings, we sort of try and perfect things.
Yeah.
So, oh, this person is my sister, this person is my lover. So I expect this of them.
Yeah.
But some people have been placed in your life for a certain period and
Talk
to do
about it.
certain things.
Seasons, reasons.
Do you understand? We might not expect that to be what it is. But it's good for us to actually sit back and just let things be what they are supposed to be. Do you understand? And the act of looking at the situation and reflecting and just saying to yourself that, okay, look, I like this, like I'll give an example now, like say you're in a relationship for like a month
Yeah.
or a year. There's a reason why you're in a relationship, and you're in good parts of it. There's a reason why you opened your heart to the person.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, that period was a reason, and that reason has come and gone. So we can let it go.
Absolutely.
But when we keep sort of projecting and expecting
What you
more,
wanted it to
what you
be.
want on
Yeah.
that particular thing,
Yeah.
you never let it go.
Absolutely.
You keep being you're upset because that perfect situation or scenario of what it could have been did not get fulfilled. So there's an anger.
That's all right. Because like you said, sometimes
Yeah.
just let things be.
Just let
Same
it
with
be
a
what it
wound.
is.
If you just
Yeah.
allow it to heal, it
To
will
heal.
heal
Exactly.
in good
So
time.
you now
If you
start
keep
applying things,
picking on it,
it keeps getting
it
worse.
keeps getting worse.
Getting
So true.
infected. Do you understand? So just let things be.
Let go and let
Yeah.
go.
People show us what they are.
Yes.
Believe them.
Yes.
Don't try and
See, with this relationship analogy, another thing is that you and that person weren't even supposed to be in a relationship,
Yeah.
but your big head went in
Yeah.
and made what was supposed to be a friendship a relationship.
Exactly.
And now you're mad at that person because they didn't give what
What
you
you
wanted them to
expected. So
give.
that
Meanwhile, they were
expectation-
never meant to meet that need.
Well, that's another angle altogether. Because me, I was even thinking
I've
about
been
it.
there. I've been
I
there.
was thinking about still from the angle of seasons. People that are seasonal are even easier to deal and forgive. Truly and really.
Right.
The ones that are the most difficult are people that are fixtures in your life. Do you get? Because that thing they say about no one has the power to hurt you, like your kin or your friend or your family, like people that you get, like they are staples in your life. There's quote unquote no you getting rid of them. Those are the ones that forgiving them is actually really hard. Do you get? Because like you said now, seasonal, and if you're someone that already knows how to let go of things, when seasonal people come into your life, it's just wisdom for you to even check it and be like, yes, if the vibe has started slipping off its axis, it just means this person was in my life for a season, for a reason. Let me enjoy it. That thing you said about the Beyonce concert. When a concert in general is over, you don't start crying because the concert is over. You're happy that it happened.
And
You
you
get
enjoy
everything.
it, the beginning, the
Exactly.
middle,
Exactly.
and the end.
Everything has time.
Yeah. But then even just to even like sort of delve into what you just said, even relationships, people who are fixtures, the relationship also morphs into something else. So like I'll give an example now, like you can be in a relationship, you can be married to someone.
Yeah.
There's a honeymoon stage. That honeymoon stage, you can't expect it to be there forever. It will die.
Yes, of course.
Do you understand? And then you guys morph into something else. So even fixtures, that is that expectation. If you keep expecting that honeymoon stage will always be the relationship, it's not going to be.
Yeah.
You're going to have to let that go. Do you understand? And then realize that, okay, look, let's build this relationship to something else.
By the way, right, I just want to ask a question. So do you think it's impossible to love someone unconditionally? Because this thing you just said now about expectations, right?
Yeah.
So that means when someone is not delivering on the expectations, for instance, you have of them in a relationship, does that mean that you can't love the person anymore?
I think it's possible to love unconditionally because that's actually what love is supposed to be.
Yeah.
If you turn it on and off, then that's like I like you sometimes, I don't like you sometimes.
Yeah.
But love is supposed to be eternal. You get, so for me, if you're actually loving the way we are supposed to love, which is the way God loves
Exactly,
us,
which we're not
then
quite
it is
doing so much.
unconditional because God doesn't love us based on our report card. Like, oh, when you're a good person, then I'll love you. When you're bad, then I won't love you.
Yeah.
And in the same way, that's how we are supposed to love people, like love one another. And I also just want to add that aside from family, like, because we're literally related by blood and nothing I can ever do in life will change that.
Yeah.
I don't even agree that there's people in my life that are fixtures. People come and go. That's the way I've always seen it anyway, and that's
True.
how I live my life.
Yeah.
So I don't give anyone that importance that, oh, you're a fixture in my life and I expected you to do this and not do that. The only people that are fixtures in my life are the people that literally I'm related to them, so I can never do anything about it. And even like I always say, just because we're family doesn't mean that we have to be like so bonded and always be in each other's everyday lives.
Yeah.
I can call you on your birthday and Christmas, and we can just do us the rest of the year if we don't vibe like that. Do you get? But for me, a friend, a true friend, is somebody that loves you in and out of season. So if people are coming and going, for me, those are not my friends. I feel like if someone can come and go in the different seasons of your life, that's an acquaintance, boo.
And that's definitely not
You get?
unconditional love.
Like, my real friends are supposed to be there in and out of whatever quote unquote season that I'm going through because of unconditional love. When I'm fun for you, you love me. When I'm annoying, you still love me. When I have time for you, you love me. When I'm too busy and caught up in work, you still love me because that's true love. That's friendship. Do you get?
Absolutely.
So if you're someone that's swimming in and out, you're an acquaintance, my love.
I think there's so many things to
That's how I see it.
Not one episode can talk about all of it. We have to wrap up anyway because we could be here all day.
Yeah, but just very quickly, like I feel like just modify. But let me not say modify. Maybe that's your truth.
Yeah.
For me, I won't say people come and go. I'll say relationships come and go, because like I can have like the relationship I had with Bella when I first met her, and the relationship I have with Bella now is different.
Exactly, like you said, it morphed.
Yeah, morphed. So I won't be you can't be fixated on a particular relationship. Right? That's one. Two, I feel like our expectations. Now, unconditional love is much easier when you remove expectations.
Yes.
No, unconditional love is void of expectations.
Yeah, so
That's
when you
it, exactly.
remove expectations, like
You just love
you are
the person.
who you are.
Yes.
Do you understand?
And I take you for who you are.
and it's supposed to allow you to be, even when sometimes it doesn't
You
necessarily.
break my heart sometimes.
Yeah, it
but I
doesn't
love
necessarily serve my purpose
you.
in your life.
Exactly.
But that's who you are. That's sometimes maybe you have to go through that process to even come out the other way and be. Do you understand? That has to be. You have to accommodate that as well. The another thing is, I feel like relationship with God and self-love as well plays a part, because I feel like expectations usually comes from when we are not fulfilling some needs in ourselves. Do you understand? And then we need somebody else to.
Right.
Do you understand? Like when we do self-love, you understand? Like we need less from the external. Do you understand?
Absolutely.
Set it up.
So that way it's harder to even like I can love you very well if I'm doing so well financially, spiritually, like I'm good, I'm well taken care of. When I come to you, I'm actually coming to you to make sure that you're cool. I'm not trying to ask you for money, I'm not trying to ask you for something. I just
And
want
if
to
you
know
get denied,
what's
you're
up
now
with
like,
you.
oh, this is not what
Do
I
you understand?
expected.
Exactly.
Yes,
So that
yes.
expectation.
Yeah.
And then also like even in that self-love, you can't always do it all by yourself. So you need to lean on God. Human beings would fail you. Even you
Thank
will
you.
fail you.
That's where I wanted this church. Yes, God. Yes, cheers to that. Because that's where I wanted that to like to land.
And wrap up.
Because without a healthy awareness of the fact that we are created for love by love, and the only person that can give us this love is not a human being, it's God.
Because we're imperfect.
We're so flawed.
We're insatiable as well.
We're
We'll
so
never be
flawed and we'll
satisfied.
never be satisfied because people can never give us 100% of themselves. Do you get? No matter how much I love you, I can never come through for you in the way God will come through for you.
Absolutely.
And so that's why it's important. And taking us back to forgiveness, we also have to remember that he who is forgiven much also needs to extend that same grace. So like with God, like we said, we're so flawed, but God doesn't hold it against us. Anytime you go to God and you say, God, I'm so sorry for this thing I said, or this thing I did, or this thing I thought, God forgives and wipes your slate clean.
Yep.
So who do we think we are to go around holding grudges and saying, oh, this person did me this?
Yeah.
And that brings us to
We
the
take
story
big
of
little
that.
gods
Yeah,
so far.
that brings us to the story of that reverend. You guys, we heard this story about a reverend father who
A pastor, actually. Wasn't he just a pastor?
oh, reverend, I don't know. But his son was murdered, by somebody. And long story short, he ends up forgiving the murderer of his son to the extent that he was able to plead on the guy's behalf to get released from jail early.
Yeah.
And then when the guy came out of jail, he officiated the guy's wedding and basically became like a father to the person that killed his son.
Yeah.
So it's like no matter what it is that someone has done to you, your friend forgot your birthday, your boyfriend said you look fat, this person did that, this person did this. If someone could forgive the person that killed his son, what is your reason for holding on?
And I said that one is like just like the story, not even normal kind of forgiveness pro max.
Do you
To
get
the extent of like truly even basically
Embracing
adopting
him
him as his own son. Do you get it?
So we all, in summary, we
we
just
need to
need
do
to get
better.
over ourselves.
Yeah, literally, yeah. We need to just set
Takes us
our
back
cute
to
little
narcissism.
egos.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Get
we need to
over it.
set,
Let it
set
go.
aside our cute little egos.
Yes, let's
And
go.
our cute little rights.
Yes. Thanks, guys. Hope you guys were able
It was
to
a
stick
good first
through
set.
us through all our banter.
Cheers to
But
the
yes, the idea of
Cheers.
this entire yapping that
Cheers
we've
to the
been
first
doing
episode.
is please let it go. Let it go, babies. Love God, love people, and let that unforgiveness go.
In 3.
Love yourselves too.
Let's exhale. Let's go.
Roots Rabba.
Oh my god, I love that movie.
Yes. Anger management, right?
Yes, it was
Awesome.
a terrible movie.
Thanks, guys. Please, am I supposed to like tell you guys
Subscribe
to
to our
like
channel.
and
Oh
subscribe
my god,
to our
don't do
channel?
that.
I hate to be that girl, but yeah, please, so that like turn on your post notifications, all that good stuff.
Okay,
But
YouTuber.
please come back for episode 2. Let's continue to spill some more tea.
And self-care Sunday together.
Yes, and get our self-care Sunday on. Love you guys.
Ciao.
Bye.